What's up, JW here? Today we have the AEW Dynamite. We can review Setup 11. This show was pretty good, I'm going to say. There was some really cool stuff in it, really good stuff. And then there's some stuff that was okay. Starting off with the Jericho Appreciation Society. Everybody was in the ring. Daddy Magic, Daniel Garcia, Sammy, Tay Conti, Jake Hager, Anna Jay. Everybody was in the ring. It's a mandatory meeting, and Jericho comes out, and they're all mad at Jericho. And then it starts off with Daniel Garcia goes to Jericho, and he goes, you've helped me over the years, over the year, so I've been here, I've given you everything, but I just can't give you anything more, and he did his, dance to him and left the ring. So, it's kind of sad, though, seeing him leave. Then, Jake Hager said, man, that hat that I gave you a couple weeks ago that I wore, the purple hat, man, I really like that hat. He's like, I really, really like that hat, and past tense. And I was, well, I guess I'm just done. Jericho, you and me, I've known you the longest. I've been such good friends with you, everything, but I'm done. And he just walked out. It's so sad to see Jake Hager go because he is one of the originals. He was Jericho's bodyguard before, right when the Inner Circle started. So I'm like, no, not Jake Hager. And then I always forget Daddy Magic's tag team partner. I think it's Cool Hand something. He said, man, I literally gave you everything. You helped me. But I gave you everything I could help that I could give. I gave you everything. This is what Cool Hand was saying to Jericho. He was like, I just helped you, even though you helped me so much, but I'm just done giving to you, so I'm done. And he walked out. And then Tay Conti said, man, I just feel sick around you, Jericho. And it's not even the baby because she is pregnant. And she just left. Then and Jay left with her. Then it was down to Daddy Magic, Chris Jericho, and Sammy Guevara. Daddy Magic had a really heartwarming kind of speech saying how Jericho saved him. Jericho found his story because when Jericho originally found Daddy Magic, he had his wife that was 8 months pregnant. He had no money, and Jericho helped him up. And he's like, you were my hero when I was 16 years old. When I got my first job, first thing I did was bought a Chris Jericho shirt. You meant everything to me. And he says, I understand now why so many people hate you. And then he left the ring. I'm like, no. Also, Cool Hand was saying, I want to be a sports entertainer with you, Jericho, again. I want to keep on being a sports entertainer, but I guess I can't be with you anymore. And he left, and I was like, no, not. The sports entertainers are leaving. And then it was down to Sammy and Jericho, like always. Just like how when the Inner Circle ended, it was Sammy and Jericho. And then Sammy's like, clearly, Jericho, you have some problems going on right now with Don Callis. You need to figure all this out. Once you figure it out, I'll be here. Talk to me. So Sammy pretty much is saying he's not leaving, but he's just gone for a while until Jericho figures his things out. Don Callis, I kind of figured Sammy was going to stay. Sammy, well, he's always loyal to Jericho. But the thing is, though, I hope this is just a part-time thing. Maybe Jericho send out tricking Don Callis or something, because a lot of the guys in the Jericho Appreciation Society, I feel like won't last very long on their own. Maybe Jake Hager probably could. Daniel Garcia probably can, because he's actually a really good wrestler. Not saying the other guys aren't good wrestlers, but they're not as much over. Like Cool Hand, he's not as much. Daddy Magic, he's pretty awesome. He's pretty funny, so he might. Sammy, obviously, he's already had a world title match and all that stuff. He's fine. But I think he's always going to be with Jericho for a while. I was shocked when Jake Hager left, because he's been Jericho, him and Sammy have been the longest. But that was the start of the show. That was a big part, but kind of after that was an absolute amazing match. It was the Hardees versus the Bucks. First time ever on live TV. They've had a pay-per-view match before years ago, but this was an absolute awesome match. There were some slow parts, but pretty good, especially for the Hardees, how they're getting older and stuff. Always doing some crazy stuff, some awesome swanton bombs. The Bucks ended up picking up the victory by doing a double V trigger, but the Bucks version, and Nick did it. to Matt Hardy, and they got the pin 1, 2, 3. This match, in my opinion, was really good. And then after the Bucks won, Nick Jackson gets a mic and says FTR, the 3 letters of the AEW Tag Champions, FTR, and their music hit. The FTR comes out and they stand face to face to Matt Jackson, Nick Jackson, and the Bucks challenge FTR to a tag match at All In, and later in the show, Tony Khan confirmed it. It'll be All In, which there's gonna be 80,000 people there. Absolutely insane, because this is like their first time they've done a stadium or anything, and WrestleMania was 86,000, only 6 less, but they possibly could sell. I think the most is like that stadium holds is like it's 90,000. It's crazy how much they've already sold, but that's gonna be an absolutely awesome match. And obviously last week it was confirmed it was MJF versus Adam Cole, which was the next segment. MJF and Adam Cole had a like a little skit segment backstage. It was a video like how they've been doing so Adam Cole brought MJF to a freaking trampoline park. It was absolutely hysterical because MJF was like, what the hell was this? This is so stupid. And he tells him about dodgeball. He's like, dodgeball. So he's walking around. He's like, man, this is so stupid. This place is dumb. But I can dodgeball. He sees he's going against a bunch of little kids, so he just starts pelting kids. And of course they're cutting it, so you don't see he's actually not pelting kids, but it's intended that he is. And then Adam Cole's like, no, stop, you can't be doing this. And he's like, you can't be pelting kids with dodgeballs. And then his little girl comes up to him, and he's like, are you okay? And then she gives him Adam Cole the middle finger. He's like, one more, pelt her. And MJF freaking supposedly drops her. So I thought that was absolutely hysterical. I was dying laughing. Then after that, they had a promo in the ring, pretty much saying how they're like saying, oh, who's gonna win? Like goofing off because they're buddies. Now his MJF says, Adam Cole says brochacho. I always find that absolutely hysterical when he says that. But then they said, all right, Adam Cole had a thing about how he wants to, at the 0 hour of All In, so it's like the pre-show of All In, their pay-per-views, they call it 0 hour, that he wants Adam Cole and MJF to challenge the Ring of Honor Tag Team Champions, because that's the only Ring of Honor title that Adam Cole's never won. MJF first thought it was dumb, and then he ended up agreeing because he got the crowd all hyped up and the crowd wanted it. So that's going to be happening. Well, it hasn't been confirmed, but they challenged him. Then Roderick Strong comes out on the stage with his stupid neck bracelet, like crying, the big party pooper, the biggest party pooper I would like to say, because he's like, man, Adam Cole, you're not going to challenge me. And then MJ was like, who the hell do you think you are? And just ripped him to shreds. Also, MJF thought Adam Cole wanted to do a promo battle about the title, so he started ripping on Adam Cole. It was just them being idiots. But MJF starts ripping Roderick Strong to a million pieces, like saying the worst things ever, like, you should go home and cry in your Hello Kitty pillow and listen to Taylor Swift, shaking it off, and the crowd is going crazy. But I felt there was a couple promos, different promos, including this one. Every time somebody would say something, the crowd would say, yeah. As you can see the signs, like LA Knight. That saying right now, the yeah saying, the yeah movement is so over right now. It's in other shows now. It's absolutely crazy. But I thought that was hysterical. Adam Cole got mad about that, pushed MJF. MJF's like, all right, I was wrong. And then they hugged it out. And Adam Cole went chasing after Roderick Strong. After that was an absolutely amazing match. The tag match in this match, this was the best singles match. This was the best tag match of the show. But this singles match was amazing. It was RVD, Rob Van Dam versus Jack Perry for the FTW Championship. And this, I cannot believe how good Rob Van Dam can wrestle right now at his age. He wrestles better than some modern day wrestlers. It's insane. There was some absolutely insane things. He did the 5-star splash. There was a time Jack Perry was on like the barricade, like hanging, and he did like a spinning kick. I was like, what the hell? But Jack Perry ended up winning because Rob Van Dam did the 5-star splash, but the ref was out cold, and the crowd counted to 15, and then the ref already comes out, and of course he kicks out at 2.5. Then Jack Perry, when RVD's talking to the ref, low blows him, and then throws him into the chair, and like that was posted up in the ring post, and then rolled him up for 1, 2, 3, and he retains the FTW title. After that was a segment with Swerve, and all his guys came out, Brian Cage, AR Fox and all of them. They were talking smack about how they absolutely destroyed Nick Wayne last week. He looked like he was murdered. He was so bloody. He was insane. They beat him up at his house. Darby Allin comes out pretty much talking smack about him. He's like, yeah, you might have a lot of friends and stuff, but also I have friends too. And the lights go out, and Sting returns from his injury. He beats him up. Beats him up. Darby comes in the ring, jumps on top of AR Fox, taking him out, and then Sting beat up Brian Cage and a couple other guys with a bat, and then put the bat to Swerve's neck, and Swerve just ran. And then they announced Darby Allin, Sting versus Swerve, and AR Fox at All In. That'll be a pretty good tag match, especially with Sting. Then, after that was, you might be wondering, why does Cesaro have a mask on? I'll get to it. So, it was Moxley and Claudio, not Cesaro, versus the Lucha Brothers. So, the Blackpool Combat Club versus the Lucha Brothers. This match was a really good tag match, going back and forth and everything. I honestly wasn't sure who was going to win, and then Moxley ended up rolling up, so Pentagon was about to do something crazy, like on top rope to Moxley, but Claudio ended up distracting them and beating up Rey Fenix and stopping them from, because originally Rey Fenix was protecting Pentagon, and Claudio stopped him, hit him, and Pentagon got knocked off the rope, and then Moxley ended up rolling him up when he was distracted to 1, 2, 3, because when that happened, how he stopped Pentagon was he ripped his mask off, so Pentagon was instantly covering his face, because the luchador thing, you can't show your face, so they completely ripped it off, so he's covering his face and hit the 1, 2, 3 count. And then Claudio ended up putting Pentagon's mask on. That's an Andrade mask, but it's a Mattel figure, so the Jazzwares heads don't match, so I just did that as a reference, as Claudio ended up celebrating with his mask on. Moxley ended up putting Pentagon in a headlock just in the ring, and Wheeler Yuta ended up beating up Rey Fenix, and it just turned into a brawl. And they just keep on dominating Blackpool Combat Club, being more and more dominant on Dynamite and all the AEW shows that they're on. After that was the main event. It was Hikaru Shida defending her new one, because last week she won the title. She's now a 2-time champion. She defended the title against Anna Jay, and obviously Hikaru Shida ended up winning and retaining the title. But this match was meh. It was pretty okay, but overall, it wasn't the best match of the show. That's all I got to say about that match. But overall, I thought the show was pretty good. Just in my opinion, I felt the show felt a little weird. It didn't feel like a normal AEW show. It just felt kind of off. I don't know, but it just felt off. It could have been the crowd. It could have been, I'm not sure, but it just felt a little interesting. But overall, I thought the show was decent. I'm going to give it a solid 3 out of 5. This is JRW. Make sure to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more wrestling figure content. And I'll see you guys in the next one.